Welcome back. Shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Okay. You want to read a little bit? All right. What it is they move it. Is that centered with the back?
No.
Yeah, because they move the camera. So come over here and move it to where you need it.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm on this side a little bit more. I think it needs to be like, yeah, you want to move it. All right, let's go ahead and get Shabbat class rolling. All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody that will be tuning in with us. Hopefully, y'all Sabbath starts out the right way. Give the knowledge of the Most High, decompressing from work. Announcements, as always, the same. And this is mostly for new people that don't know. We do have classes in Houston, online. They go live, opposite. Basically, let's look at it like this. Between Rochester, Houston, San Antonio, and VA, we have classes 7 days a week. And when we're not on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So you literally have classes 7 days a week. So if you're looking for class, there is that. All right. Check out our old classes, our other channels. We've been posting a lot on there. The 5 Minutes of Wisdom, Hidden Truth. We're going to be also doing our podcast. Look out for that. Brew Talk, which is going to be airing next month. So look out for that. Zion is going to be coming down so we can get that together. All right. Support by like, share, subscribe. The classes, support, giving alms, tithes. We need your help, and everybody that does give, we appreciate you. It's not done alone, and it can't be done alone. So, as we always did as a nation, do your part, help out. Let's keep doing what we've been doing, and we're gonna do it in integrity and stay away from the mess that is out there. That's our promise, right? I can't promise for everybody else. I can promise for me. For me, I won't get caught up at a strip club doing crack, fornicating, being pegged, stealing. I will not be caught up in those things. So, and I say that to say that's what we vow to brothers, sisters. This is what we're doing. So, and let me say this. We haven't been caught up in that. I haven't had no accusation of that named against me. Now, there was somebody here or there trying to lie on me, but I didn't have to speak on it because, you know why? They retracted. They know whatever they was going to try to play, their emotions got the best of them. So, and she apologized, you know, even for that. But we're not going to get caught up in all that. We're not going to get caught up in the drama and the things that's out there because we try to stay away from those things as best as humanly possible. And I suggest you brothers and sisters that's doing the work do the same. Instead of getting caught up into all the drama and the things out there on the internet and the world, stay clean. Right. Now I know what I did. I put a target on my back. But that's okay because the target's always been on our back from Satan since we came in this truth. it's been like that. So there's no fear in that. We have to stay clean and stay away from all the dirt, and you won't have to worry about it. The Most High will fight for you. So that's what we're going to keep doing, and we're going to stand on integrity. Questions? We're going to go online, see if anybody got any questions. We're gonna, and I can vouch for the other brothers too. Let me say that. Quatzah, Zion, those men that are teachers over there, once again, they stand on integrity as well. So let's keep doing that and not fall short of the grace that the Most High has been given. What's that?
We have a question online from Ariel. It says,
"Nigga, why you stole that money from me?" Nah, I'm messing. Yeah, I'm gonna expose you. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
the question is, what was the purpose of circumcision of an 8-year-old male child?
This is an easy one, y'all. You got the scripture? All right. What was the purpose? I'm going to start this way. What was the purpose of circumcision for an 8-year-old child? Do you know? Do you know? Speak loud, young man. Do you know? What's up? Do you know? You don't know. Do you know? Hold on. Before you say it, do you know? You guys are doubtful. What? Okay. Do you know? No. No, ain't no sorta. We're not doing that. Yes, yay or nay? Yay? Nay. Okay. Do you know?
I don't think so. I mean,
I know Lakai, you know. So I ain't even gonna ask that. I know you know. Okay, Mom, hold up. What is it?
It was a part of the new covenant to set apart us from the other nations.
Okay, perfect. You got one thing wrong. You said the word new. It was part of the covenant to set us apart from the other nations, right? Now, who can add to that? What part, what was it? Get a little more detail, because he dropped the basics of it. What was it, Lakai? Okay. Mazara, go ahead.
So it was basically,
Y'all talk loud so they can hear you.
it was supposed to be a form of how our token towards the Most High to the covenant, pretty much.
Okay, you got it. You just, when y'all talk, you guys got to stop talking with doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Lakai, go ahead. What was it? You weren't wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's just how you brought it out. Go ahead, Lakai.
When we cut the foreskin of our, when we circumcise our child, that's the agreement between us and the Lord with saying that we're going to live his lifestyle.
Okay, there you go. We're going to live his lifestyle. It was the token of the covenant, and that circumcision of the foreskin would bind us to the covenant.
Right.
It was a token of the agreement. So we said we would do this, right? So you were right, Mawa. It was the old covenant, right? It was a token of the Old Testament, the old covenant. That's important, which is not done away with, right? Even in the New Testament, we still practice circumcision. Paul's issue was just like, you could be circumcised if you're a drug dealer. What's the point of your circumcision? That's what his point was. It wasn't, he never said don't get circumcised. He was saying, what's the point if you're circumcised and you're a sodomite? It's no point if you're coming under the bond of the covenant but acting or being like the heathens. So let's go there. Go to Genesis 17. 17 and what?
Verse 9.
Come.
For y'all that just got on, the sister asked a question about what was the importance of a child getting circumcised on the 8th day. Okay, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 17 and verse 9.
Uh,
And the Most High said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generation.
right.
This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you, and thy seed after thee. Every man-child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin. And it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
Right. And what was that covenant? What was the covenant? That was verse what?
That was verse 11.
What verse did we start at?
Verse 9.
Okay, so what was the covenant? Go jump to verse 5.
Genesis chapter 17, verse 5. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram,
Go ahead.
but thy name shall be Abraham.
Right. So we know what the token of the covenant was, the circumcision. But what was the agreement, right? Right nowadays, a contract you sign on the dotted line. But our covenant was going to be within our generations. It was going to be given in skin. It was going to be given in skin. The agreement. And there's another thing. The Most High knew what he was doing when we circumcise ourselves. You circumcise that foreskin around your urethra to keep it clean. Because if not, what happens is that flesh collects dirt under it. So when that flesh is gone, you don't have as much as issues that you would have as you would when you would circumcise. So you have, now that's the physical part. Then you have the spiritual aspect on why that your foreskins had to be circumcised. So there's a double entendre within all of this, reminding us, yeah, it's about the physical, but Christ came back and reminded us about the spiritual. Paul took that and ran with it and further added about the spiritual aspect. And he said it, he that is a Jew is one inwardly. So circumcision is not that of the flesh, but of the heart. Right? Then the other scripture says, circumcise the foreskins of your mind. Right? So it was a spiritual thing also, which obviously we didn't get as a nation in the Old Testament. No, I'm going to say not all of us, but some of us didn't get it. Abraham got it because he was the forerunner. He was the father of faith. And before even the token of the covenant was there, he fulfilled the covenant. Right? Before even the token was there, he did it. Y'all see that? So that's what made him the father of faith. That's what made him the forerunner to basically show us why this covenant was important. But what was the covenant? Read that.
Verse 5. Neither shall thy name be any more called Abraham, but thy name shall be Salah. Neither shall thy name be any more called Abram,
right,
but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of nations have I made thee. I will make thee exceeding fruitful.
Right.
And I will make nations of thee.
Right. So this is what he said. That's the promise. Like when you look at the fine detail in the T-Mobile contract or your AT&T contract, this is the fine print. He was going to do what?
Make nations of thee.
Right. So when you look at Abraham, who came out of Abraham? Isaac and Jacob, but then you got Hagar, right? You got nations that came that way through Hagar, which they were the father, they were the Egyptians, right? Then you got Ishmael, right?
12 princes.
Right, the 12 princes, right? Ishmael was the Arabians that came out of them. So how many nations came out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, you got 5 families of Hebrews: Israel, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, and Edom. So all those nations came out of the seed of the lineage of Abraham, right? Now they're Hebrews, but remember they're not chosen, right?
Right.
Not of seeds, but of thy seed, right? Okay, all right. Go ahead.
And kings shall come out of thee.
Go ahead.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee.
Right. See that? Kings will come out of us. That was the promise. Right? Think about how many kings came through the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Right? Go ahead.
And thy seed after thee.
Uh-huh.
In their generations.
Go ahead.
For an everlasting covenant.
Mm-hmm.
To be the most high unto thee. And to thy seed after thee.
Check that out. Go ahead.
And I will give unto thee.
But remember, this is the fine print. This is what the Christians don't want to read. They think the contract has been annulled when God, he's a God that he should not lie. So they're wrong in that. It's these little points when you deal with Christianity that they want to wipe out. They don't want to bear witness to it. One doesn't overlap the other. He didn't say, oh, well, I did away with this part so we can fit the nations under the contract. He never said that. They're going to be a part of the contract, he says. Read.
And I will give unto thee, and to thy seed after thee,
Uh-huh.
the land wherein thou art a stranger.
See? He was going to give us the land. Where's our land at? We ain't got it. That has to be fulfilled according to the contract because he is a God that he should not lie. Go ahead.
All the land of Canaan.
Right?
For an everlasting possession.
Uh-huh.
And I will be their power.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant therefore.
Right. So y'all see that, right? I want to, there's another part in here on this contract where he said it would give you the gates. Thought it was in the land and everlasting right. Then it goes down and tells you about the 8 days. Oh man. Maybe I'm thinking another. It is 20. Yeah, it is 22. Genesis 22, verse 17.
Genesis chapter 22 and verse 17.
Yeah.
That in blessing I will bless thee. In multiplying I will multiply
Right.
thy seed.
So he's reiterating the covenant that he made with them. Go ahead.
I will
All right,
multiply.
let's get that. Go to 15 just to show that this is the same subject. All right? No, he got it. He's just jumping up to verse 15. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Uh,
And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withhold thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven,
right?
and as the sand which is upon the seashore.
Go ahead.
And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Stop. Our seed is going to possess the gates of our enemies. They don't want to bear witness to that Isaiah 14, that they're going to be servants and handmaids. They got to disannul that because it doesn't fit within the, look, is God a God he shall lie? They're going to say, no, he's not. But he disannulled that. They're going to try to get it fitted in there. he said, I change not. Therefore the sons of Jacob are not consumed. So, what's Most High showing us? That there's things that haven't been fulfilled that has to come to pass. Right? We've been in slavery a long time. We haven't possessed the gate of our enemies. And David had a little bit of that. Solomon had a little bit of that. But no, it was going to be for everlasting. Right? Think about how long we were in David ruled. And he was constantly at war, so you can't even attribute that. Solomon had what, 40 years? 40 years of peace, and then it was done. So then we were kicked out of our land, right? So you're talking about, man.
So we only really have 40 years.
40 years of peace.
Out of all this time.
Out of all this time, we've been in captivity and slavery. That's wild. From all nations. All right, so I just wanted to throw that tidbit within there because this is once again him, going into that covenant, the contract, and giving us details of what he meant by the land and all these things. Go ahead.
And thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed.
See, they don't understand that. Because, yes, all nations are going to be blessed by us. But what did it just say, the verse above?
And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
They don't get it. Now, the scriptures tell you who is his enemies. If you're slow, then we got to go back there. See, but this is what they don't want to admit. He names all the nations as our enemies. So, yeah, they're going to be in the kingdom, but we're going to possess them for servants and handmaids. So I know that's not the subject, that's not your question, but I just wanted to throw that little part in there about the details in the contract, in the covenant. The token of the covenant is circumcision. You are a Hebrew, look at me. You are a Hebrew Israelite. You're a Hebrew Israelite. If you don't know that, you got to know that, all right? I'm not going to make the comment. You got to know that. You got to know who you are and how to explain that. If you don't know that, the bond, the covenant, the contract, why to get circumcised, then how you going to be explained? That's like you don't know how to break down Deuteronomy 28. And you can't show, man, I'm in this. But what's up? You was going to say something?
No, I was just thinking. So when these people get their child circumcised unknowingly, they're saying that they agreed to this. Us possessing the gates.
God, right?
God.
Listen, all nations being blessed in us. The scripture says the whole earth waited for the manifestation of the Son of God. So even all nations want peace. They want joy. They want righteousness. They want no more hurt and pain. That's you. That's you coming into your power. They just don't want to bear witness to it, and they will never bear witness to it because they can't see a ninja ruling the world. They can't see that. So it got to be religion. It got to be like, no, but he loves everybody. He does. That's why he's putting up the black man to rule over you. See, they don't get that. That's love too, right?
Love, God.
Yeah. Like when we were on trees being whipped, that was love. I love you, Israelites. Here, I'm going to let the white man hang your ass, drag you behind cars because I love you. Right? Rip you in half. Tie your one arms to horses and the other arms because I love you. That's just the father's ass whooping. You get a belt to your son. The Most High he ain't playing with that. He can only deal with the things he controls. Right? So he put a beast over you. But we can keep going anyway. You know what that's about. What?
Bible verse.
What?
I said Bible verse.
I can't hear you. Say that?
I said I had a Bible verse for you.
Oh, where you at? Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Yeah, go ahead. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right. So
Yeah.
they're waiting for the righteous to come into authority.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even know it.
Uh,
They don't even know what they're asking for, right?
yeah.
All right. So hopefully that answers her question online. I kind of went into a little more details, but that is part of what we're asking, what she was asking. Go ahead. You got anything else?
Nope, no other questions.
Okay. All right. So no other questions. Nothing online.
Nah.
All right. Does anybody got any questions in here? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I had a quick question. So I was listening to Mashama's blog talk today,
Uh-huh.
and he was going over the Genesis breakdown, like Adam's people,
Okay.
and I wanted to understand. Now, he said that Eve was beguiled by the serpent, and we know that the serpent is not it's a person. And she was in the fruit of the other people. So was he like? Does that mean she committed adultery or idolatry?
Okay. So to make it easy for you to understand, right? When you got the knowledge of good, and you got the knowledge now of what's evil, right? So when a person's enticed by Satan, what are they enticed by? There you go. You see how, make it simple, you're trying to pinpoint what wickedness it was. It doesn't go into,
Okay.
yeah, because you got a lot of people online doing that. Oh, it was sex. Eve had sex with him. It didn't say that, right? The Bible don't say that. It's specific when it is those things, right? David sinned by sleeping with Uriah the Hittite's wife. It says that. We don't got to speculate. With Adam and Eve, it says they accepted that fruit. And that's what point he was going over on Blog Talk, right? All that means is that what? They accepted the knowledge around it. So Lord knows what they were getting into. It wasn't just one thing. It could have been all of that. But like people are trying to make it like it was just a sexual thing. You know what I mean? It didn't say that. And then if it was adultery, come on, man. If it was adultery or to that level and they were the Diddy parties and all that, come on. What the Most High would have did to Adam?
Oh yeah, make a new album.
Bro, he would have wiped those people out, because if they were gonna remember what happened as time went on, right? The Most High wiped out the generation during Noah's time, right? So it was sin. It was learning of it. It was doing those things. And if you want to put in there it was sexual things, maybe it was, but you can't add to the scriptures, right? They sinned, right? Yeah.
It was confusing because when the way he was breaking it down, he said she took of the fruits and then Adam took of the fruits as well. So like I was just trying to understand
Because she took of the fruit or the knowledge, right, of good and evil, right, from the people in the garden, right? It's no different now. You get the truth, and then you go out there to your job, and people go out there in the world, you go out there to the internet, and then the world starts to influence you, right? And then you come back, not you, but you know what I mean. Then that person will come back and bring that knowledge to her husband at home. And imagine if her husband's like, yeah, I can see that. Right? I can see what's going on. So, remember, like I was going over with the brother, I had threw in there last night about Adam and Eve, right? There's nothing new under the sun. So we're trying to look and see what Adam and Eve specifically did. Look at the earth. What wickedness do you know? Just the knowledge of it, that you know it could be any damn thing. It could be wild, right? It could be corrupt. It could be pride. It could be the lack of faith. It could be eating pork. It could be all these things, right? We know that Adam and them, they eventually were given the law, or the performance of the law of sacrifice, and then that's what gave them repentance. So they did repent. You see that? So I don't know how far you got in him. How far you got in him going over that, but that's what I mean. I'm sure if you finish the blog talk, he'll go over all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just that like section that kind of confused me. Like the rest of it, I understood. It was just that.
The fruit, the accepting of the fruit.
Yeah.
Remember, the scriptures just tell you the fruit of your doings, right? Or what comes from the tree, right? Psalms 1:1, it says a tree planted by the rivers of living water, right? From him will come the fruit, right? Well, what comes from an evil tree? Bad fruit, right? So what all it was just saying is that those trees in the garden, or those nations in the garden, what they were doing was the same thing when you go read down to Genesis 10 and 11. They were doing the same thing that Nimrod got everybody together to start doing. It's no different. So we don't got to look too far. We just read in the scriptures. The problem is that everybody want to add or take away. Just go through the Bible and you start seeing, oh, if nothing new is under the sun, what was Adam and Eve doing to make them mess up? They were sinning. They were doing things like the other nations, right? Pick it, right? Pick one. You see that? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like how the Lord kept it that simple, because like what you're saying with the woman, if the man's mind is weak, she could bring anything to his mind.
Right.
You know, it's like she could bring anything to his mind and can switch his mind off the track of the Most High.
Right.
Whatever sin it is.
Because that's what happened to Adam, right? Go to Proverbs 31:3. We know that. Get the brother a Bible. You can grab your Bible, a pen and a paper. That way he can follow where we're at. Who invited you, brother?
I gotta check the name.
Oh, okay, it's all good. I just wanted to see who invited you. And at any time, we just want to open up the floor to you. If you got any questions, brother, just ask. All right, raise your hand. The floor is open. We do accept all questions. All right. So don't be reluctant. Let's go to just on what you were saying, Lakad. Just on what you were saying. Just on that point. I'm not gonna go into the Genesis breakdown, but just on what you were saying. Proverbs 31:3. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3.
Give
not thy strength unto woman.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto women.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto women.
So what is supposed to be your strength? Ma, what? There you go. So when Adam yielded, what did he yield? He yielded his wisdom to her. So like he just said, like Lakad just said, what happens is when a woman can persuade you over the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High, she is taking your strength from you. Right? Pick one. Well, it's only a threesome one time. Nah, but I'm not about that. But just do it for me. And then you're like, next you know, she's in love with the girl that she had a threesome with. That's what happens when you yield to wicked women. Remember, not every woman is wicked, but when you yield to wicked women, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna break your will for your logic and your mind to yield to them and not to the Most High. So that's why you gotta be a man of wisdom and understanding and not be motivated by the couge. I think she said. God. All right. That was it on there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's class. Yeah.
I have a question.
You got a question?
Uh,
Okay, let's go. What's your question, huh?
I was reading Ecclesiasticus 6 yesterday night,
Okay.
and my question.
Yesterday night. All right.
My question was on Ecclesiasticus 6:15 on down.
Ecclesiasticus 6 and 15 on down.
Come.
All right, let's go there, y'all, real quick.
Come.
We're going to answer this question, and then we'll go into class, unless somebody else has another one. Ecclesiasticus 6 and 15.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 15.
Go ahead.
Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend,
Right.
and his excellency is invaluable.
All right. So start at 14 so we can understand what's going on here. So we can understand in context what is the subject turning to on this point. Right? Read verse 14.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Right. So the subject jumps into, when you read the 14th verse, separating yourself from your enemies and taking heed to your friends, right? Now, remember, this is not like the world taught us. Everyone that doesn't smoke a blunt with you is your enemy. And if your girlfriend girl looks at you wrong across the mall, she's your enemy, right? Remember, that's just a negative mind. So it's talking about enemies, right? The wicked. All right? Now, there's a whole other subject we can get on when dealing with your enemies and stuff like that. But his question is on friendship, which it goes into verse 14. Read 14 again.
Come. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
So, once again, I can spend 3 hours of class on this subject right here. What is a friend? See, because nobody really understands what a true friend is, because they think a friend is when you tell them, you smoked a blunt and you know you weren't supposed to, don't tell your dad, then that's a friend. A friend doesn't tell on you because they got some faggot street code of no snitching, but they literally do the opposite. They go and snitch. They go and do the opposite. They go and do wickedness. They go and do corruption, but you don't supposed to tell nobody. So I'm supposed to just let you molest my daughter? That's why the Most High, he said, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
Right.
Because that street wisdom, the politic wisdom, the whatever worldly wisdom, it don't make no dang sense when it comes to righteousness. Right? So knowing what a true friend is, right? Nobody knows that. Because they don't know what a brotherhood and friendship should be based on. Right? What did you think a friend was in the world? Come on, give it to me. What did you think a friend was in the world? What? Tell me. You gotta talk loud. You gotta talk loud. Anybody what?
Anybody you see often.
Right, anybody you see often, that's a friend. That's why I tell my 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds when they come home, you know what I mean? I remember when we first sent him to school, he was a wee little squirt. He said, man, I got my friends. I said, well, you want to be nice to everybody, but everybody's not a friend. They're acquaintances. And that put him in another mind. He understood that because Shariah did the same thing, friends, and she's like, well, my friend, she did this. I'm like, that's not a friend. You can't just, any person in the world can't be a friend. Why? And I'm not saying they're an enemy. I'm not saying they're an enemy. What I'm saying is, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, so they don't know how to nourish true friendship. They don't know what a friend is. They think because you came over, right, and you hung out with them, you guys rode skateboards together, right? That was my friend. That's my buddy. Yeah, but then he goes and does some weird stuff. You call him your friend, though. Which one is it? You see, that's the thing, that we got to really learn what friendship and brotherhood is. And that's based off of different morals than the world. The world got twisted morals on what is a friend. You can literally be harming yourself and be like, but just keep that between me and you. So I gotta let you kill yourself, because that's the only way you say true friendship is. That's how the world is. They're backwards as hell. So I just wanted to say that because Anatazak is a young man navigating school and all the people and boys and girls in school. And if you don't know this properly, you'll go over there, you will listen to people in the world. They will influence you because you think they're a friend. A friend won't lead you down destruction. A friend won't let you do wickedness. A friend won't let you do things that's going to corrupt you, hurt yourself, or kill yourself. That's not a friend. You get that? Right. Go ahead and read it again.
Come. Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
So, what is it telling us here? A faithful friend is a what?
A strong defense.
Is a defense. Meaning what? So, go ahead, Lakab.
Well, they're going to block you from the evil, from yourself.
There you go.
God.
Hey, a friend, check this out. Go to Leviticus 19. Let's go to the law. Let me show you what a real friend is. See, and this is what, and don't take this anyway. You're how? You're 12. Guess what? There's grown-ups that still don't know this. They will sit there with their mama on the phone, and mama will be telling them everything against the Most High, and they think, well, that's my mama. She's my friend. But mama's leading you astray. They got your unk. Put some more on that or turn it off. They got unk telling you damn street wisdom that's going to get you more locked up. And you like, but that's unk. He knows. Unk is an idiot. That's why he did 25 years. I know. You're like, but damn. He's real. Is he? He's real stupid. Because the masterminds ain't going to jail. I'm going to say that again. The masterminds ain't going to jail. Did Trump go to jail? So why is it when we go to jail, we're more real? So don't believe that. The masterminds are, bro, they avoiding all of that. Right? Our people they're bad at wickedness. Why? Because you weren't meant for it.
Right, God.
They're bad at evil. Like, well, the white majority of the dope dealers dead or in prison. But the white man, he's flying around and he gets into politics.
Who gets taken down a RICO charge?
Right.
It's the whole hood.
You're bad at wickedness because it's not meant for you. He said the spirit in you is upright. He didn't create you to be that way. So let's see what a true friend is. Read that, Leviticus 19:17. Right?
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Thou shalt what?
Not hate thy brother.
Okay, so now we understand. Now we understand why. Arya. So it won't be confusion. Let Lakad handle it. All right. That way it won't be both of y'all grabbing this book and trying to help him. So read it one more time. Where are we at?
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Right. We there? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Okay, so now you understand why I said your enemies is not your people. Okay, so let's get that right. That's perfect. Go ahead.
In thy heart.
Right. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke.
Thou shalt in any wise, when needed, do what?
Rebuke.
Meaning you got to tell them. That's a friend. See? You see how already, according to what the Bible said, the backwards mind of the world is what? No, your friend don't tell you what's right. Right? Your friend don't what? Rebuke you. The scripture saying, you shall in any wise do what?
Rebuke. Thou shalt in any answer rebuke thy
No,
neighbor.
somebody read it right.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
You shall in any wise rebuke him. Meaning what? Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Meaning what? You see your brother doing something that's going to destroy himself or destroy you or destroy others. You don't just, which one of you let your brother run in the middle of the street and be like, well, that's him. I don't want to judge him.
Wow.
Who does that foolishness? Which one of you let you see your boy? He's at the perks, and you're just like, man, you crazy, nigga. You like here, pop another one. Which one of you do that? Unless you're in a damn movie. But you see that the Most High said you're supposed to do what? Hey, bro, you killing yourself. Slow down. What's happening to you? Look at you. Huh? You trying to top the whole crew for a pill. Like you ain't gonna say nothing? Why? Because that true friendship and love ain't there that Christ established. Alright? What's up?
So I told how to write this. Funny, I told how to write this morning. Me and the brother, we were going to work. This is in Houston, and we went and got a breakfast taco, and I didn't know what chorizo was, and we got chorizo and egg on the taco.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I don't want the egg. You know what I mean? Let me get more chorizo. I thought it was steak. And so I ate the
It is
first.
steak, it's pork.
And he didn't tell me that. So like he let me eat the first one, and I was like, dang, I ain't feeling right. I'm sweating. I smell. I felt.
Who let you eat what?
Brother's not here anymore, sir.
Oh, wow. Did he know it was pork?
He said, here's what he said. He was like, bro, I thought you knew I was gonna let you do your own thing.
What?
That's crazy.
But see, this is the point that when coming from the world, we don't know better. We think that's okay. But the law, the commandment is reminding us, don't let your brother fall short.
Right.
A true brother will rebuke and tell his brother. It don't have to be in a I hate you type of way. It can be in a good and nice way. It can be in a hard way, but you gotta tell him. You gotta tell her, right? What's that, Akak?
Yeah, they just told me. I came in the house eating some lifesavers the other day. And show you about like
What's up with the lifesavers?
I had the gummy lifesavers.
Oh, the gummy got
I
pork in
don't
it?
know why I thought it was clear, but yeah, I was eating those. I damn near threw the whole pack, but
There you go. Well, damn near, meaning you had to throw the whole pack.
Right.
no, I was through.
Oh, you went through the whole pack. Jesus. Yeah,
But
but
Shane, he had told me
he was
like,
beating his brother's
he's like,
kid.
sir, you know those got the pork gelatin in them.
Yeah.
And it was quick and easy. I just threw them away.
What brother's gonna watch you eat all that, do all those things, and be like, well, wait till you done and be like, you know, you just ate pork.
He did.
You set me up. A true brother will be there for his brother and be a support to his brother. And we don't know black unity, brown pride no more. We don't know that. All we know is what? Let the nigga die. You know what I mean? That's him. I'm not going to get in the way because that's how the streets taught our people. My people destroyed the lack of knowledge. So, like I said, this is a young man asking this question. He has to know these things because, well, one thing when y'all come in the house is reminding me that you be hanging around with these worldly people, and then you start letting that influence come on you. They're not going to be there to sharpen you. They're not going to be there to tell you you're doing wrong. They don't think like you.
Right.
So you got to understand this. Come on, where we at? Finish.
John, brother, Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Right?
And not suffer sin upon him.
Right. Y'all got that? Okay, so let's jump back to what the question he asked on friendship. Now we understand what is the main focus of a true friend. You won't let sin be upon him. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
No.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 14.
Go ahead.
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
So now we understanding what a faithful friend is. A faithful friend is a strong defense. What does that mean? Go to Proverbs 27:17. Is that it? Or 17:17? 17:17. Proverbs 17 and 17. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17.
All right, hold on. Wait till you get it. All right, we there?
Time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17.
Go ahead.
A friend loveth at all times.
Go ahead.
And a brother is born for adversity.
So how does this friendship solidify itself? When you become brothers, right? And that brotherhood, that true friendship will be in adversity. How do you know a true friend? Because they're there through the hard times, through the trials, through the tribulation, through the battles. They're helping you up. They're not letting you pop the pills, man. They get you off the damn pills. They're not letting you get with the wicked woman and then choke her out and end up in prison. They're like, bro, slow down. This chick's on fire. You're like, let's talk.
Right.
But once again, our people ain't taught that. The streets don't teach our people that. They laugh things off. They think it's funny. They're like, that's you.
Yeah.
Right? They're not thinking like that. So this is why we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Read on.
Come. Verse 18.
Go ahead.
A man void of understanding.
No, go back now. Go back to the Apocrypha.
Come.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 14. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
So now we understand that defense will come through correction, will be there through adversity, right? That's how you know a true brother, a true sister, a true husband, a true wife. You don't lose your job and she be like, nigga, you broke now. So you know what? It's like, really? Is that what this was about? A job? That's what you want. You start getting with these women that talk about you need to make 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 a week. Like, who you looking for? You silly. Go ahead.
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Right?
And he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure.
He found a treasure. Right, because there's not a lot of people that understand true brotherhood, true sisterhood, right? They don't understand that. We're demonized. We're demonized because we check a brother, correct a brother, right? Open rebuke to a brother. They're like, nah, now you dislike me. You don't like me now. It's like, brother, no, we love you, but we're not these Edomites. We're not these white folks. We're not these ninjas that's going to let you destroy yourself and be okay with it. That's not true love. But the prophets would get demonized and they would get killed because they would tell their people the right things. Go ahead.
Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend.
Right, and nothing countervail. What is the definition?
Definition of countervail. It says offset the effect of something.
See, it won't, a true friendship, we can go and get into an argument and come back in a sensible mind and say, you know what, bro, I understand your point. Like, this is why relationships are not based, why relationships don't last long. Because that friendship is not built there. So what happens when you get in an argument and you get in a disagreement? Oh, we're getting a divorce because we have unreconcilable differences. Meaning what? They could not work it out and forgive one another. A true brother, a true husband, a true wife will work through that. That's what marriage is. That's what brotherhood is. You go through the adversity. You don't just be like, you know what, we can't work it out. So we're done. It don't work like that. Yeah.
What was the definition again?
Countervail.
It says offset the effect of something by countering it with something of equal force.
Right. So nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, meaning we'll change that.
Yeah.
We'll go against that. Y'all get that? Okay, read on.
And his excellency is invaluable.
His excellency is invaluable. And that's why the Most High tell us how to redirect our mind and our mind state on what is a true friend. Because you got to wake up and understand what is a true friend. We got to know this. If we don't, we come in here with that worldly mind state. A brother said something to me and offended me. What the scriptures say? Go to him, go to her, You deal with that, but no, you're not gonna do all this. You know what? I'm gonna walk past you weird. I'm gonna give you the coat. Ain't none of that. That's why when we see that, we like, whoa, what's going on here? Nah, you ain't moving like that up in here. It can't be. Even though we get what? Kickback. Because Israel, a lot of Israelites want to keep niggerism within and engraft it within the gospel. So yeah, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be in every body and building and school and every brotherhood. Why? Because we supposed to be weeding that out of us. Y'all get this? Okay, you want a verse what?
From 15 on down
From 15 on down to what?
to 37.
To 37? Okay. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 16.
I don't want to tell him no, we ain't gonna answer his question. Go ahead.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
So a faithful friend is a medicine of life. Why? Because what is this friend doing? Maybe it's the spirit. Maybe it's the spirit bringing this out. You know what I mean? Because a lot of Israelites don't really understand true brotherhood and true friendship. They don't get it that it is rebuke. It is correction. It is reproof. That's help. You're getting the help that you're supposed to be getting instead of us just being like, you know what? Let the Most High get his ass. Because once we turn, we're what? Who's dealing with you? It says, woe. It says, woe be he that falls into the hand of the Lord. He said that you should be fearful to fall in the hands of the Lord. So a brother that is reminding you the right way to go, he is the separation before you got to go meet Papa. Right? Younger brother and older brother, he's like, don't make me go tell Dad. Because once Dad knows, it's a different situation. Right? And that's what Israel don't understand, that all we are is little brother or bigger brother trying to tell you, hey, that's not the way. Right? What you got?
Ecclesiasticus 19 and verse 14. Just on that point about a true friend being your warning. The garbage street mentality really just ruined everything that was pure, everything that was righteous when it comes to our interactions with friends, relationships. Cause y'all seen the shirts? Y'all seen the shirts? The WB, right? They walk around with the WB. What that shirt mean? Y'all seen that?
What it mean?
Warner brother. Warner brother. Not Warner brother, but Warner brother and police is coming.
Oh, okay.
That's the only time you're supposed to speak up and tell your friends something that they're doing. But it's not even in righteousness. It's like keep selling the crack to your own people, but hey, watch out for the police so you can stay free. But what does the scripture say a real friend is going to do? Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 14. Admonish thy friend.
What does admonish mean? What does admonish mean?
Look it up real quick. Come on. Ecclesiastes 19:14, right?
Ah.
God, I got
Admonish, warn, or recommend.
Yeah.
Recommend someone firmly.
Now you said that too aggressive. I don't like your tone.
Recommend someone firmly.
Firmly. Because, your friendship, your love should be firm.
God.
Right? The scripture says, let the righteous smite me. It'll be a what? A kindness. It says, faithful are the wounds of a what? Of a friend. Because a friend was going to what? Hey, listen, what you're doing, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up with STDs. You're going to have a big father. Yeah. You're going to tarnish your reputation. They're not going to be the ones that just wait till afterwards and laugh at you like the so-called friends today. Y'all see that? You young brothers, this is a great question that you asked, because a lot of, you get to our age, all of my BFF, this is my BFF. That don't really mean nothing. You see that these guys, these females are just associates for a period of time. That was your best friend because y'all was in the same class. Next year, you never see him again. Be in the same school, you never see him again. What's up, Bob?
Could you repeat the definition again?
A reprimand means to warn. Admonish means to warn or reprimand someone firmly. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read on.
Admonish thy friend. It may be he hath not said it.
Read.
And if he had, that he should speak not again.
Who's going to be there to be, we did the class the other day, your brother's keeper. Hey, wait, you smell like weed, man. I don't know, man. Would you smoking weed? You know what the scriptures say about not defiling your temple, right? Or like the brother had, you want to order some chorizo. You don't speak Spanish. Like, do you know what's in that? Yeah, man. Listen, man, you know, the priest ain't looking. You my boy, right? You my boy, right? You want to check, like, the Most High is watching. Or he don't know. He don't know. He want to sit there, let him eat it, and be like, yo, what you doing, you, man? No, I don't judge you. I had that stupid street. I don't judge nobody, man. Only God can judge you. No, you're supposed to warn, the real warn your brother.
Right.
God, the real warn your brother that you're going to be, you're heading down a path that can come with chastisement, judgment, punishment from the Most High. Y'all see that? That's it.
Go back.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
So a faithful friend is medicine. Because what is he going to do? He's going to give you in time need what you need to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Medicine is when you're sick, right? Okay, so you're in need. You're docile. You're broke down. Who's there? Who's there for you? It's supposed to be your friend. So when the Lord asked Cain, "Am I my brother's keeper?" What was Cain's reply? I mean, when the Lord asked Cain, "Where's your brother?" and he said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" That reply, what type of reply was that? That was yeah, or was that a smart ass?
Smart ass.
Yeah, it was what?
Smart ass.
Did you say?
I said arrogance.
Yeah, that was arrogant. That wasn't like, oh, he was basically saying, why I gotta look out for him? Why you expect me to know where he's at? I don't know where he's at. Like what? Like I'm not his keeper. But that's the problem. That's what we lost. We lost how to be your brother's keeper. Y'all understand? So what Cain was saying was wicked. Right? Because we knew in essence, Cain was about killing his brother. He killed his brother. Y'all see this? All right, go ahead, read on. Oh, you got something. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And they that fear the Lord shall find him.
And they that what?
That fear the Lord shall find him.
Wait, so read this again. Check this out.
And they that fear the
No,
Lord.
read it up again.
Come.
Please, sir. Go
The
ahead.
faithful friend is the medicine of life.
The faithful friend is a medicine of life, right?
Come.
Go ahead.
And they that fear the Lord shall find him.
Okay. Now here we go. Why? Why? Hold on. Why? Why? And they that fear the Lord shall find him. Why?
Because
Say it loud.
you're gonna be around what your likes.
There you go. A man shall cleave to his like. You want to know why you ain't got good friends? Because you ain't a good friend. You want to know why that woman is wicked? Because that's what you are. Stop complaining. Go there. Go to Amos 3:3. And then we're going to go there. Go to Ecclesiasticus. Because we quoted it for the new brother. We got to make sure he got it down so he sees that we're not making that up. Go ahead. Read that.
Amos chapter 3, verse 3.
And then we're going to go to Mawala grab Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to the 125. Let's go to, what is it, 25? We get that one too. We're going to get that one too. give you that portion. It's 26 and 3. Right. Go ahead and read where you at.
Amos chapter 3, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Right. See? Read it again.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
See? So can two walk together except they be agreed? So why you got that type of woman? Why you got that type of friend? Because that's what you're like.
God.
Right?
God.
Man, we just like each other. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, are y'all understanding this? So you gotta realize that if you want to know yourself or what type of person you are, look at who you hang around with. You'll start seeing, damn. That's why it trips me out when brothers complain about their ribs. Like, man, she just like you. Go ahead, finish your sentence, sorry. Finish your sentence. She's like you. You hate the things that you see in her because she's showing you what you are. Come on, man. I totally get it. I know exactly what it is. Let's go there. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 3.
Ecclesiasticus 26 and verse 3.
Ecclesiasticus 26 and 3.
A good wife is a
Start it over. Y'all there? Okay. Go ahead.
A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given into the portion of them that fear the Lord.
See? A good wife shall be given as a portion to them that fear the Lord, right? What about the other one, though? Let's go there. Let's read it.
13, Ecclesiasticus 13, 15.
13 and 15? No, 23 and what? Verse 20, jump to verse 23. 26 and 23.
26 and verse 23.
Go ahead.
A wicked woman is given a portion to a wicked man.
There you go. Yeah. You hate hearing that. My rib's wicked, huh? Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that she's just plain out wicked. You want to see what you are? Look at the attributes in your rib. Yeah.
What about people who are deceiving?
That's funny you said that, because that was going to be my class until this question went so long. Somebody that is deceptive, well, the Most High will separate you from them. You will separate from them because you'll start to see what they're doing. That literally was my class tonight. But I don't want to just disannul his question. So I want to go through his question. But yeah, we were going to go over deception. And these people that practice deception. You know what I mean? But, if you come back, we're going to go over it. We'll go over it next week. But you got to separate yourself from them. Because they're not like you. Right? That's why the Most High says, on the point but off the point, just to answer what he asked, go to sitting out at all with the scornful. Go to Psalms 1 and 1. Yeah, Psalms 1 and 1.
Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
See? Read it again.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
See, if you're a godly man, then you don't walk with the counsel or advice of the ungodly. You're not going to be calling a dope dealer and be like, man, show me, how do I mix this up again? Unless you're a dope dealer. Right? So you got to ask yourself in other areas, well, if this person's mind is off, why would I think to get advice from a person that is, let's just say, deceptive, right? Lying. You're going to be like, nah, I can't call that person because that person is not going to tell me the truth. I literally can't be around those people. Because, first of all, I don't agree with that, right? So that's what's going to happen. You're going to separate yourself from those type of people. It says, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. You can't be with that. So, go ahead, read on.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
So, counsel it means advice. Go ahead.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
See? Nor you're hanging around with these type of people. Which one of you is not gay but goes to a gay club? Just to hang out. But you see, it don't match.
Right.
You're like, hell no, I ain't up in there. Right? But then you got cats that what? Well, I just go in there to hang out.
They got good food.
Because why? There's something in your spirit that says it's okay. You agree with that. You agree with that, man. Come on now. Just like the dope dealer. Well, that's him. He does his thing. You agree with that. There's something where you're like, well, it ain't me. That's just what he do. But, I ain't judging him. But he's selling crack to, it could be your damn mama.
Right.
It could be somebody in your family.
Right.
It's wicked. You don't agree with it. Let me stay away from it. Would you hang around with a murderer? Well, yeah. Well, what if he murdered your damn mama then? Well, that's different. Is it? It's not different. I don't want no parts of that. So I'm not hanging around with the murderer. I'm not hanging around with the dope dealer. I'm not hanging around with the gay guy. I'm not hanging around with none of that, right? So we separate ourselves from those things. Go ahead.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Yeah, you got scorners. You're a believer, and you're like, you are, man, I'm about this Bible, this book. You don't see us hanging around with people that don't believe, or that's against what we believe. We will go talk to them, we would teach them, but are we like, man, come over, man, let's hit these sticks. You know what I mean? Hey, you coming to the barbecue? Why would I invite you around when you might bring your gay friend or your dope dealing friend around my family and come with that vibe environment? You separate from those things, right? So even deception, this person's a liar, they're corrupt. No, they got to be put on blast and shown. You know what I mean? I really wanted to drop my class tonight, but it's kind of too late now. But that's what my class was about, exactly that. That we got, the Most High be removing these things from us. Deception, lying, corrupt, cats be that moving weird. The Most High says a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump. I'm going to remove this from you. Why we be like, but man, I love the brother, I love the sister. That's fine. But you can't have that around you. You know what I mean? Because it will corrupt you, it will destroy you, it will overcome you, right? Right. All right, so let's jump back.
Did y'all read Ecclesiastes 6 and 7 already?
No.
Read Ecclesiastes 6 and 7.
His question is started at 15.
Read 6 and 7. well, before you go there, go to 13. Ecclesiastes 13 and 15. Then go 6 and 7.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 15.
Right, just on that, going back to how you're going to be around the same kind of people. Your best friend at day one, you like the Knicks, but they like probably the Knicks, right? They like the Lakers, you like the Lakers, who they like? The Lakers, right? Y'all agreed on something, right? You like to run trains, guess who's your wingman, right? That's how it was. You smoke weed, they was in the church. That wasn't a friendship, right? Y'all wasn't together like that. What does the Bible say? Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor.
Right, every beast. Who do lions hang out with? Lions hang out with lions. They're not hanging out with the gazelles. They own the gazelles. They pouncing on the gazelles, right? They're going to hang out with the lions. The same way the drug dealers hang out with the drug dealers, the politicians hang out with the politicians. Yeah. That's the order of things. You're going to cleave to your like. Y'all see that? And just one, and I like this question, because it did go with the deceit. And what the Bible, just think about it. Again, go back to your best BFF. A lot of times they're not around you anymore because their true personality got revealed. Their true intentions got revealed. The Bible says some are friends for an occasion. Right? You got some people that's there. I'm your friend because you put your mother brings you snacks. She puts snacks in your book bag every day. And I'm gonna just talk you into giving me your snack. So of course you my friend. Right? So it tells us, so you or even worse. You could be like, yeah, that's my crew, that's my homies, until y'all get into a little scuffle, and you on the bottom of the pile looking up like, right, we in this, right? No, they looking at you like, damn, homie. What happened to the friendship? The scriptures tell us to what? Read where you at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
What you gotta do?
Prove him first.
You can't just throw these labels around so quickly. How do I not know? How do you know this person's not just wearing a mask? This is a person that's smiling, batting their eyes, right, grinning with all of their perfect teeth, but inside they got a whole different intention of how they want to milk you dry. But you just sit there like a dumb bond, like, yeah, this is my best friend. You don't know nothing about them. They like sports, I like sports, that's my best friend. Really? That's it? The Bible said, if thou givest a friend, do what?
Prove him first.
Go ahead.
And be not hasty to credit him.
What does it mean to be hasty? Go ahead. Like fast. And how many? At your age. How old are you again? 12. How easy is it for you to use the word best friend? Oh, that's my friend. But that's because you have parents that's showing it. But how many of us have made that mistake? Using that word, that's my best friend.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that your friend? Because you watch the same show?
And a lot of times, when you come into the truth, you know why you still talking to that friend? Because you haven't let off from the agreement. Right? Yeah, you haven't separated. So you still talking to your what? Bestie from the world. Because you gotta keep that symbiote attached to you.
One foot in.
One foot in, one out. Because why? That's my plan B. You know what I mean? That's plan B. Was that it?
That was it.
Okay, so jump back to where we left off from.
Come on.
Remember, for y'all that just came in, it was Manatazak's question. He had a question about Ecclesiasticus 6, 14 on down to the end. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 17. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright.
See, what that is showing us is this. A person that fears the Lord, they will be a true friend.
Yeah.
They won't be cutthroat. They won't be doing things behind your back. They won't be saying things behind your back. Right? Now, that don't mean correction. See, remember, don't get it twisted. If you came and told me you're going to kill you, he said like, hey, you know what? I'm going to kill myself. Well, I'm going to be your true friend, brother, and not tell nobody. That's not what it means behind your back. I'm going to go tell this brother, be like, hold on, Doc. Something's wrong with this brother here.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill himself. Yeah. So, you know why you got to explain that? Because that's how they think. That everything is secret. Even if I tell you I'm over here getting beat up by my husband, but I don't want nobody to know. Why? Don't tell nobody, because the way I don't want nobody to look at me. It's like, no, it's too late. You told me. Somebody has to stand for you. You should have told me. You should have told your mama that don't give a damn about you, or called your old girlfriend that don't care about you. Call them and tell them. You know what I mean? Or mama might drive all the way down here and just get your ass, right? She's coming with me. But seriously, like, we have to understand that those 8 secrets when you're hurting and harming or hurting someone, you know?
No, I like that you put that out. And it coming from a young man, 12 years old as well. Think about it. What's happening online? These young kids are online and they're in the chats and they're hooking up with these grown-ass adults.
Yeah.
And they might tell a friend, and the friend's like, well, I'm not going to say that because don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
And then now you're missing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where you're at. See,
grown-ass man with no teeth, and you think he's going to take care of you. Hey, bruh. Hey, you pulling up. I changed that because it's getting me sick. It's hitting me. I'm burning up. I'm going through hot flashes right here. But y'all get this, right? Like, do y'all understand that a friend is going to get your back by any means necessary? And you might not like it. That's a true brother, a true sister. Like, nah, I gotta say something to somebody. He's choking you out, or brother, she's beating your ass, man. We gotta tell somebody. But I don't wanna tell, bro. I just didn't want to hit her back. Well, something gotta be done. She beat him. Go ahead, verse 17.
Come. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright.
So, and he doesn't take brotherhood light. See, this is what why the word has to be there. Because you go in the world, and I would like for you youngsters, young sisters, to say, well, how many girlfriends you had in school that end up getting with the guy you liked? Right? Shariah would tell me that. Right? I had a friend, and then the girl got upset at me because he was my friend. Right? That minds is warped, man. Then they your friends, and then they what? They turn to your enemies, right? Because they're emotional. They're not thinking about, man, let me conduct myself in honor and respect. They don't know what honor and respect is. They don't know that. They don't know what justice is. They don't know what righteousness is. They don't know how to have judgment. Y'all get this? So that's why they won't order their friendship aright. They have no idea what a friend is, man. Go ahead.
For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
See, that goes right with Amos 3:3. That goes right with Ecclesiasticus 13:15. As you are, your friend will be. So if you want to judge people, you better judge yourself. Because that's who you're hanging around with. Go ahead.
My son, gather instruction.
Now it's jumping. It's jumping somewhat. Because it's going to jump to a different point. But to the last point, this is what you're supposed to be understanding. Go ahead.
My son, gather instruction from thy youth up.
Right. If you don't want to be told anything, or if you're lazy, or if everything is, why it always got to be a lesson? What's the little dumbass saying, y'all? Like, why everything got to be a lesson all the time?
A lecture?
Yeah, why everything got to be a lecture? Because you're simple-minded as hell and you need to learn. Like, you're being shown something that will give you value in your life. So gaining this in your youth is what you need to see the value in. You got to say that. And I know, well, how does this apply to us grown people? You come in young as hell in a young mind no matter what age. So you got to say, well, let me get instruction. Because what I thought I knew, I didn't know. Right? So you got to gather instruction. Right? That's what it's telling us here. Go ahead.
So shalt thou find wisdom till thine old age.
Till. Why? Why say till? Why?
Because if you're getting the instructions at a young age and you apply it, it'll get you to that old age where you can.
That's true. What you're saying is true. Till though. Why till? You're right on that. I'm not going to say you're wrong on that point, but there's a different something else in here too. What? The wisdom is never going to stop. That is correct. There's something else. Yeah.
No, I don't think I got what you're looking for.
Because if you value instruction, you will continually value instruction. But if you're the type of person that don't want to learn nothing, you won't learn nothing. You won't ask, you won't talk, you won't receive knowledge. You won't train yourself to be the person that asks. You will literally be that much more slow because you don't want to ask and you don't want to communicate and you don't want to get instruction. But a person that asks, you'll be that type of person till you get over it.
That's what you rehearse, because it's not like when you get to 21, the light bulb just clicks. Nah, if you were slow as a child, then what happens when you get to an adult? You want to continue that same pattern.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 25:3. Just right on what the brother said.
Verse 18.
Come.
This goes for 18, 6 and 18.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 3. If thou hast gathered nothing in thy youth.
Right, you wasn't doing nothing but being on the iPad. Like I just seen the video the other day, the little white girl, she was 17. She might have been 19, and she was addicted to being on the iPad. And who did she blame? She blamed the parents. And she's right.
Oh, I seen that. I seen that, yeah.
She's right. Like, it's the parents' job to really get our children exercising these biblical principles. Communication, right? Being able to express what's on your mind. Proving a friend, like we're going over now. You know, seeking after knowledge, right? Go ahead.
God, how canst thou find anything in thy age?
You got young fools, and you got what?
Old fools.
Old dummies.
Old dummies.
You got old fools, you got young fools, and old dummies.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's a reflection of what he did in his youth, what she did in his youth. It's not like you just one day wake up and there's an epiphany. It don't work like that.
Right.
If you don't start them off now, if you don't start yourself off now in this desire to seek after wisdom, you're not gonna care about it when you get older.
Yeah, that's important because all these youngsters taking trades, right? Think about it. How long do you want that trade to last you? You're not going to learn about cars just for right when you get out of school and you just get oblivious to working on cars. You want that to last your whole life, right? That's how the book is. That's how the word is. But people don't approach it this way because they don't understand that the book is the instruction to life, right? That your psychological issues, your emotional issues, your mental breakdowns, your how to build a wife, how to get a wife, how to get a husband, how to raise your kids is all in there. We're not taught that. So you go into a trade school for learning cars, but we got to be going to this word to learn what? How to live and do all these other things in this life, right? The right way, because we want peace at it, right? How many of y'all want baby mamas? Raise your hand. Raise your hand right now. You're looking for that one woman that will have your kid and in a year leave you and put you on child support. Raise your hand. Come on. You're risk takers, aren't you? Who's looking for that? Nobody. Nobody. How many of y'all, hey, how about this? How many of y'all want to go to jail for about 10 to 15, then come back and swear, you different? Anybody? Nah, hell no, you don't want to do that. But see, you don't got no wisdom to guide you out of that. You got the wisdom of the world, and they do what? They're carnal as hell. The world tell you what? Money, women, and then not even just pick one. Not even how to get it, how to deal with it. Money, women, and what? Money, cars, clothes, right? What's the new gen? Is the same in the new gen? Same thing. The drugs, right? So it didn't change from our gen to their gen. It's the same foolishness. Money, cars, and clothes, right? And then you sold out for the money, you're in the Diddy party. You sold out for the clothes, you're in the Diddy party. You sold out for the hoes, you're in the Diddy party. Right? So everything. Now, Diddy's extreme, but where's your spirit at? You might not have been that extreme, but because you don't got no guidance about how to conduct yourself in life, what is righteous, what is wicked, you involve yourselves. And then you get my age and then you what? I regret. Well, you don't have to regret if you, in your youth, get instruction. Right? You don't have to be a baby. You don't have to get a baby mama. It can end right now with this generation. But that's up to you. Right? If you go in the scriptures and find out, how do I deal with a woman? How do I get married? How to be a man to be able to handle the dang responsibilities. And that's only one thing that this book teaches, right? Right? See? Go ahead. Where are we at?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 3 from the top.
No, we're good. Oh, you finished with that? All right, jump back.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Come unto her as one that ploweth. and
Right, now
soweth.
you asked this question, I hope you're listening. It says, come unto wisdom as what?
As one that ploweth and soweth.
As one that what?
Ploweth and soweth.
As one that ploweth and soweth. What does that mean? Anybody know what a plow is? Raise your hand if you know what a plow is. All right, 2. Go ahead, Lakar. What is a plow?
That's it's hard. I mean, I can't really explain it, but
Modern day plow. What is a modern day plow?
yeah, it's like something to move the plow, like the snow plow. Yeah.
Okay, but rather, so the plow. Okay, go ahead. What?
A plow is something that helps till the ground.
There you go. A plow that tills the ground. It goes in and it turns over the earth.
Right.
It turns over the earth, then you come back and you drop the seed into the earth. Right? Now, that's a modern day. They got the trucks. Now they got the trucks on AI where you turn it on. And you know how Walmart, you go in the mall and that thing cleans the floor?
Oh, okay.
That's how they got trucks now in the farm.
Oh yeah.
It's just on autopilot going up and down, tilling, and then you come back and drop the seed. They made it easy, right? But back in the days, it didn't work like that. If you got you got that one, but then even further back, you got the one that you come and you just
right.
and you till and you plow the ground. That was during this time. That's what we were doing during this time. So coming to wisdom as one that what?
That plow and
That
sow.
imagine you want this wisdom of the Most High. It's going to take that much work. This work is not easy. You're not going to come in and, like I keep saying, chat GPT your way through being a believer. You can do that with the white man. You can do that with your driving tests. You can do that, but you can't do it with the wisdom that's going to lead you to life. You can't escape out on it. So it's going to take what? What happens when you're plowing? When are you doing this? You doing it at night? No, you're doing it in the daytime, right? And you're doing it early, right? I know, none of us know about agriculture. So you're like, I ain't doing none of that. I go to Walmart. But back in those days, it was work, and that's what the scriptures is reminding us. To get wisdom, it takes work. You got to go out and continually turn over that ground, which is your mind and your spirit, and constantly be renewed to learn for those seeds to plant. Because if you're not ready to hear, my son, then that ground won't be continually turned over. You'll come in, and then what? Turn over at once. Oh, I'm a black Hebrew Israelite, gangster crip walking for the Spirit of the Most High. Let me get my fringes. Let me stop eating pork. I'm done now. I made it to the kingdom. And you won't grow no further. You'll stay in those chairs, and the ground won't constantly be tilled. That's why it's a constant work. That's why plowing, when you look at this analogy, is very important. The ancient plows were not a machine. It would look like a damn shovel, and you're like, turning the ground, turning it over. Then you got to go up. That's one row. Then you got to go do the other row. You understand this? That's what the Most High is showing us. It's work. That's what he says. Hate not laborers' works. Because that work is going to teach you something. Right? So, go ahead.
And wait for her good fruit.
And do what?
And wait for her good fruit.
What's the one thing we don't have when we're young and beautiful? Huh? When your hair is flowing in Hebrew. Huh? When your skin is nice and gorgeous. What's the one thing we don't have? Huh? If Shemai wanted here, you know. What's the one thing you don't have when you're young? What?
Patience.
You don't have patience. You want her now. You want her now. You want to feel that now. Huh? You want the money now. Right? That's why he said you got to wait. Because the Most High teaches us through patience. right? And guess what? What daddy gives you everything when you want it? None. Dad, can I get this? I ain't got it right now. Wait, hold on. You already got some at home. Hold on. Daddies don't just go through the store and buy everything in the store. You can get one thing now, and I'll get you we'll talk about next time. But we want what? I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that. Wisdom comes with patience. Understanding of what you're doing comes with patience. It's not given right away. Right? Abraham had to do what? Go sacrifice his son. Do you know that was the longest green mile he ever took? That was the green mile. Listen, I want your firstborn son that I gave you at 100 years old, that I promised you. And I told you that you guys were going to have this great generation, and you guys were going to be an everlasting people. Yeah, I want him. I want you to go sacrifice him. He had to pack all his stuff up, and packing it up, what was on his mind? What? He wasn't Yahweh Shai. He wasn't the Most High. He was a man. So obviously he was like, dang. He was the faithful father though, right? Abraham, the father of faith. Well, what was he battling that he had to shut down and go do the will of the Father? And patiently wait all the way till he got here. And then the angel said, Abraham, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. The blade is on Isaac's side. His eye like, what the, right? That's the Most High. That's what he does. He's like the God of Joseph, our God. He'll dump you in the ditch, you go to jail, you be locked up, you'll get tried with sex, drugs, and rock and roll for him to show my son is not like that. It's on his terms, not yours. So while you're waiting for instance, the wisdom takes a lot of work, and it takes patience to see the fruits come forth.
It says, labors are virtues.
Go ahead, where you at?
Wisdom Solomon 8. Wisdom Solomon 8 and start at 2.
Wisdom Solomon chapter 8 verse 2. I love her.
Wait, start at 1 so we get context.
Wisdom Solomon chapter 8 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom reacheth from one end to another, mightily, and sweetly doeth she order all things.
Right. Jump down.
Verse 2.
No, jump down to verse 7.
Verse 7. And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtue.
Right. So this wisdom that you should be seeking from your old age is going to take what? Labors and virtue. What's virtues? High moral standards. Right. That means that the things that you do when you're by yourself. Right? Are you going to say, hey, I want to be a priest, but then every time you're by yourself, or you're you're back on Netflix, you're back on Madden, or you even worse, you're going to www.ishouldn'tbelookingatthis.com, right? Like, but you want to be a priest, you want to be in the kingdom, you want to have service, right? Go ahead.
Virtues, and she teaches them temperance.
And she does what?
Teaches them temperance.
The self-control that a lot of us don't exhibit or don't have, that self-restraint to get to what your vision is. It's like, well, why haven't you got to what your goal is? Well, no, you just don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
You don't have the care. You don't have the self-control to reach what you said you wanted to do. Go ahead.
And prudence.
Prudence is what? Cautiousness. Right? You're cautious. I'm not going to just put myself in any position. Yeah. I'm not going to be around anybody. Not if they're talking about helping me get to my goal, yes. But if they're not, I'm not dealing with the sketchy people. I'm not dealing with the worldly people. Not anymore, because I have a vision for myself, which is wisdom. I want to be able to correctly use the knowledge of the Most High to fix every issue in my life. Go ahead.
Justice. And
fortitude. So justice meaning what? You properly know how to see right and wrong, good and evil. It ain't according to what the world says, what your mama says, or what's, I had this feeling in my gut. I know what's evil, I know what's righteous, according to the Most High. And that takes time. Think about it, there's 613 laws. You don't just learn those one Sabbath, one class, right? There's the dietary law. Okay, I found out I'm not supposed to eat pork. But then what about the things of the sea? You gotta seek it out. You gotta want these things. Go ahead.
Fortitude.
Fortitude is what?
Strength of mind.
Strength of mind, or another word that the black man, Hispanic man don't have anymore. Y'all like to play. We like to play. It's courage. Because everybody's tough when it comes to the flesh. When it comes to that spiritual fortitude, you soft. You are soft. You give it to any and everything. There's an excuse. If there's an excuse, you will use it.
Right.
If there's an excuse for weakness, you will use it. When it comes to strength, I don't have that fortitude anymore. Go ahead.
Looked it up.
What's up?
It says, it's Galatians basically. It says courage, persevere, abide, endurance, long-suffering, patience, powerful, able, or possible.
But check this out. You might not use those words, but you apply that. If you want to go to the league, you'll shoot 1,000 jump shots every day. Right? If you want to get that money, you'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you'll go extra hard for those things.
Yeah.
You'll do it for the carnal. We'll do it for the fleshly. But what about for the spirit of the Most High?
I'm tired.
Yeah. What about for the wisdom?
Y'all pushing me too much. I'm tired. Y'all pushing me too much. You're not understanding. But you came to the dojo saying you wanted to be a high priest. You wanted to be a priest. What do you think you're here for? Right? You came to Cobra Kai. What we gonna teach? Right? No retreat, no surrender. Right? What else you got?
Fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more.
See, let me just say this about that analogy I just said. The problem is you came to the dojo joking. You thought it was a joke. The Sifu ain't playing with you. We're not playing with you. Why you're thinking like, well, yeah, Hebrews were like, oh. Like, we're like looking at you, man, like, bro, you coming here, you're coming to work. You're coming to do this work of the Most High. And we're going through the motions with you. Yes, as a white belt, we might what? Take a light on you. But you can't be a white belt forever. The dojo teacher is going to be like, what the hell? You've been here for 7 years and you're still a white belt. Right? Even he's going to look at you like, what's wrong with you? Same thing with us. Like, you come, it's not a joke. The only way you can get us from stop telling you is stop coming. Don't come around no more. Other words, if you want, seriously, I'm like that right now. Like, don't come around because you're going to be accountable for you coming around. We're going to tell you. Go ahead.
Finish it up.
Which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life.
Right, because the world will have you thinking it's just about the money. It's all about the Benjamins. But the scripture says, wisdom is a defense. Then it comes back and says money is a defense. Because what good is having the money if you don't have no wisdom? You don't have the correct way to use it, just distribute it, save it. You know what I mean? You'll just be out here like a lot of these rich people, they'll just blow it. A lot of our people, they get to the league, they play 10, 20 years, and then what? Welcome to Walmart. Right? All these rappers, you got these rappers selling car insurance. Because you had all this money, but you didn't have any wisdom. There's nothing wrong with working at Walmart or these jobs, but what the point is saying, if you don't strive for wisdom, if you don't prepare yourself for the laborious work that it takes to get it, then you're gonna find yourself making foolish mistakes in your old age, like the other scripture said. But that's it.
Yeah, very important. I hope this was your question. Are you paying attention? All right, I hope you're listening, because as young men, this is a good question you're asking. But I fear that the question you're asking, you don't really comprehend how much you gotta really put yourself in this situation, in these shoes. You young men gotta really understand it's not gonna be easy. Like, if you want to be anything in this life, it's gonna take work. It's gonna take work. So the work of the Most High is gonna take you dedicating yourself to this for you to be the wise and understanding. Like, or if not, you're going to be just like all of our other people that are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. But the sad thing is you're worse. You know why? Because you were supposed to have been given the knowledge and you just threw it away. So you're worse than them. All right? So pay attention as we go through it because it's your question. Go ahead, read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 19.
All right, somebody else pick up.
John, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Just come unto her as one that ploweth.
Right, so when you get a second, Google a plow, an old school plow. Not a new school one. Then you will see, like a biblical plow. Right? So you can understand what it means. Right? Go ahead.
And wait for her good fruit.
And then you got to be patient. Because when you plant your seed, like what I love about my son is that he's learning this at a young age. He's getting excited. Our little tomatoes in the backyard, you know, that we planting. We're doing it together. Because I'm learning at 40 something, but he's learning way more at his age than I ever learned. I didn't care about no plant. And then the thing is, though, he gets excited about it. It's like, oh, damn, the tomatoes. We got some tomatoes. It's only 3. But damn it, we got some tomatoes. But it took patience and watering and planting and sun and continual what? Work.
Fruit of your labor.
But how we work so hard for 3 little tomatoes. Right? And we get excited when the little lettuce on the side is a little leaf, 2-3 leaves. Right? We want it to where we don't got to go to the store, right? But it's going to take that much more work, time, dedication, right? Patience, and what? A observance of all these things around us that needed to be attended to. That's why when you get a wife, wisdom will teach you that, okay, now you have another work. I can't just say, well, I'm going to work and forget my wife. Then when you get a wife and you got a job, you can't just say, well, Yahweh, you gave me a wife and you gave me a job. I got to put you on the back burner, Yahweh. It takes work. Remember, he gave it to you, but you going to put him on the back burner? Nah, he didn't give it to you for that. So you got to, that's why it says hate not laborers' works, because now you got 1 work, 2 work, you got 3 works. And then Lord knows you're going to have babies. Because we as Israelites, we love babies, right? Then you got what? How many more works? How many more works you got? Work. Work, right? Go ahead.
For thou shalt not toil much in labor.
See, even here, it's saying it ain't going to be that much work. Why? Because the yielding of the wisdom is even that much more precious. Like how you're tilling the ground with wisdom is that much more valuable. So compared to the work, it's no comparison. What wisdom is going to do for you is no comparison of the work that you're going to put in.
That reward is priceless.
Yeah. Trust me, it's priceless, yeah.
So in essence, wouldn't that be the manifestation of the word coming to life?
Absolutely. That's what it is.
So like when you apply, you read the instruction manual, the Bible, you planted, you watered, you nurtured, you put in work, and now you're seeing the manifestation of the word, which are the tomatoes, the leaves.
But imagine if you weren't patient enough to put in the work. That was the point that he's talking to his son now. He's saying, look, are you going to be patient to see it come to pass? You know what I mean? Or you're going to be like, well, I get it. I'm supposed to meet a woman and date her, but she want to get lit right now. She want me to pull up right now. What do I do? Well, who wants a baby mama? Who wants child support? You that want child support and the baby mama, go be rash. Go dip your stick and then go have babies and then go ahead and where about now you 35 paying child support that a kid you can barely be around. Child support is not wrong. That's not wrong. You got to do your responsibility. But that child's supposed to be with you and you and your wife's supposed to be together. But because you move rashly, now it is that. It's only support. Right? So you have to see that it's going to take patience to go, and I'm only using this one example about waiting, right? So I meet the girl, right? We've been talking for a week or two. When do you want to hit by? Oh, worldly person, they want to hit first day nowadays, right? Okay, but you're going to be fornicating. You as a Hebrew Israelite, you can't do that. So when you going to wait? You're going to wait 2 years, right? Well, what about you don't match in 2 years? But that's the thing, that you did wait 2 years. And how are you going to feel when you wait 2 years and you find out, man, you were not compatible?
He was deceptive. She was deceptive.
And who really waits 2 years? Who waits 2 years? Only the virgins. Only the virgins. Right? They can say, I've been waiting a long time, plus I met this person. I know my daughters are going to wait. I know the righteous daughters in here will wait. You see? But who has that patience unless you have the wisdom of the Most High?
Right.
Nobody, y'all. I see one girl online talking about, I'm not having sex till I get married. And they're like that. They're out there, but it's very, very rare for them to hold to what? A standard. Because you got the little guy over there with his little pee-pee hanging out. All the guys, what? With their little red thing hanging out, wanting to poke them. Right? But after he pokes, then what? He don't show up. He can't deal with the responsibility. He won't be a husband. He won't be a father. Because you didn't damn vet this dummy and realize he still wants to be in the streets. So now you got a guy that's in the streets and he won't be those things. Or vice versa. Y'all get what I mean? See, in that little perspective, that's why the most important thing is patiently waiting for the Most High to give you things in this life. Because we want it now. We're human. Right? And that's where we go off. When we don't have patience in the Lord. Go ahead.
About her. But thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 20. She is very unpleasant.
Now it's going to jump. And it's going to tell us about a character that you should be running from. It's going to tell us about when you complain and murmur and cry and you act like you don't know why you got to do the dishes and you don't got to do the floor and you don't right? Why do I got to do it? Because if I don't teach you now, you know what I mean? And I'm not just giving my son kudos because he's human. Yeah, he gets a little, like, I'm doing 1,000 things. But I'll tell you this, he learned to start loving what he's doing. The backyard, okay, I got this job, I'm going to do what I got to do. You see, you got to learn to love it because if not, what does it say?
It says she is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
She was what?
Very unpleasant to the unlearned.
It'd be the slowest people that don't get it. It'd be the slowest person. It's like, you should be the one trying to get it. But you what? You're that slow and behind because you don't want wisdom and you don't want to have to work for it. So it's unpleasant to you. I got to do what? Show up? I got to do this? We told the brother before he got the rib, okay, Khan, you made a mistake in the world. Now you got a fresh start. Remember that conversation we're having with you right now? Right? We had that with other brothers too. But he didn't listen. He wanted what? Oh, she gave me attention, y'all. You know what I mean? Now look at you now. Look at you now. Because you don't want to listen to the wisdom. So she wants to leave with the baby. And you what? Now you're doing everything in your power to carnally hold on to a woman that don't fear the Most High. Like I said, which one of y'all want a baby mama? Let's go. Go ahead.
He that is without understanding.
He said what?
He that is without understanding.
See, he's without what?
Understanding.
He's without what?
Understanding.
This person is a fool. Go ahead.
Will not remain with her.
See, you will abandon And you know when you abandon it up? I'm going to show y'all because y'all are generations of fathers that know better now. You abandon it when you're told and you're given something and you don't value it. Or you think, oh, why is he on top of me? Negro, you need to learn how to take out the trash. You need to learn how to mop the floor. You know how many tools my son has? You know how valuable this boy is? See? I teach him to value himself. You know how these wicked women are talking about they're valuable and they ain't worth nothing? I'm teaching him, no, you're valuable. You know how to cook. You know how to clean. You know how to take care of your brother. You know how to take care of your sister. You know how to deal with this. You know how to deal with that. You know how much this guy knows? I'm like, bro, you're way far more advanced than I was. But if he says, you know what? Man, but that's all I do is work. You're not going to be a child forever, y'all. Value what you're learning. Because when you get older, you will start seeing, of course you don't see it right now. Because why? Because why? You want to just get on the game. You want to just ride your bike. You want to just do an ollie. You know what I mean? You want to just hit the half pipe. Not the crack pipe, the half pipes. Skateboarders. Right? That's all you want. But this is when you got to value these moments. If it becomes unpleasant, then you're going to toss away everything you're learning and be like, you know what? I don't need to know that. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
Verse 21. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone.
She will do what?
Lay upon him as a mighty stone.
What it feel like when you're getting the wisdom?
A mighty stone.
It'll feel like, bro, but you gotta, this is what you committed to. And it's like, now we gotta talk about your commitment. It's like, you're a grown-ass man. You came in the dojo, you said you wanted to be a black belt, but now that I'm holding you to the standard, you're like, it's just weighing on me. Bro, go think about it, brother. When you're ready to go full-fledged Cobra Kai, come back. You want to break boards and bricks, come back. You know what I mean? But until then, you're gonna what? Be punching the wall, talking about, You really want to fight? You got to step up to the battle, and it can't be unpleasant to fight through this. Go ahead.
Of trial.
Right? Of what?
Of trial.
Wait a minute. Where are we at?
We're verse 21, first precept.
Read that part. Read 21 again.
God, she will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial.
You know where the trial is? Where's the trial? Is it your what? Is it your reasoning? They're quoting it because that's what the scripture says. So what would be the reasoning? What would be the trial in your reasoning? Why you don't have to go to this school to get your black belt. I'm going to go over here. They're easier. They get black belts out easier over here. You guys making it too hard. I don't really need to break a brick or break a... No, I don't need that. I just wanted to know how to punch. You want it easy and don't understand what it's going to take. The Most High said it was going to be a trial. So now you start to reason your way out of what the Father is telling you. He said plow. I'm like, well, I got the automatic plow. I got the AI plow.
Right.
Y'all making it too hard to plow. I made it easy. Nah, bro. This is going to take work. You understand that? If you want to be a man or woman of integrity, then you're going to do it the right way. You can do it the bad way too, but guess what? If you cut corners, what's going to happen? You YouTube automotive, what's going to happen? You're going to mess up somebody's car. So you had to go to school for it. You YouTube welding? You YouTube welding? Then guess what? You're going to burn a hole through something that you don't need to be doing. Right? That's how this works. It don't work any other way. You got to do it the right way, or you're going to make more mistakes that you didn't have to make. Right? What?
So, in
This is a question or a statement?
It's a question. It's a question.
Question statement. Go ahead.
No statement. This is an honest question because
Okay.
I've heard this new generation say that they're the smarter generation. So now
They're the smarter generation? Bruh! They're the smarter?
yeah.
Well, the scripture says as time goes on, we become more weaker with time.
They wise and what's wise and do evil.
Right. It's
Do good,
they know not. Yeah. The wickedness is more prevalent than the last generation. Think about it. We didn't have trannies to worry about. Like, when did we have to go on a date and worry about if this was an actual born man or woman? The generation is weaker and more filthier. That's not a shot at anything. That's just book. It is. But go ahead.
So because I have the AI plow, does that make me less efficient?
Yeah. Yeah. Because what did the Father say? What way did the Father say for you to do it?
With my hand, with the tool.
Now, look. We know the white man gives you tools. This is a thing with, I've been, two things. I talk with Aish, and then I watch this whole Edomite, white person tell us. What happens when you use AI? So he was an author. If you want to write a book now, you can go to ChatGPT, tell it what you want to write that book. But what thing is missing from you actually going and doing it yourself? How many things are missing? How much work, how much time, how much dedication, how much commitment that brings the value to what you're doing when you do it through AI. Right? Let's bust it down a little bit slower. If you constantly using this to go to scriptures, right? And use this as a Bible. When we at street speaking and we're like, go here, then what happens? You're gonna be slow to actually use the pages. How about this? When the lights go out, which one's gonna work?
Paper.
The paper. The electricity ain't there. So AI strips you from the actual all the things that you can be learning through the battle and the trial to obtain what you want to obtain. AI strips you of that. Yeah.
I want to say, though, I believe AI can be a tool to help you learn. Because at the end of the day, I've used it plenty of times before. It's helped me learn. Now, I don't say necessarily take advantage and do everything with it. But you can still use it for sure. Like, it's just a newer generation.
I totally agree with you. You know why I agree with you? Because I be tuned in. I learned all this stuff before everybody else. I use it for a lot of things. But in that, it's exactly what you said. It can't be used for everything. There has to be you understanding that. See, that's the difference between somebody that's damn controlled by it as opposed to a person that is using it, right? The scriptures say use the world but don't abuse it. Or rather, don't let it abuse you, right? And that's the problem, that a lot of people ain't looking at it like that. So remember, the AI analogy was just for the moment of when you're trying to get around the proper way to do things. You see, and that's what approach we try to take scripturally. We try to get around the hard work that it takes and make it too easy. And you can't do that with the word. You can't do that with your lessons in the book. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that.
You don't gain the fundamentals of anything. You know, like you could get it done, but like the repetitiveness that comes with perfecting your craft, that damn, you know what, I could have did that better.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you the 100%, you're like, yeah, perfect. Sign your name and it's done. But the damn, you know what, I could have worded that better. Damn, how do I spell that word? Spell check has killed this generation. Nobody knows.
Shit, the calculators killed this shit.
Calculators?
I heard y'all use calculators in school. Bruh, that was cheating. That's cheating in our time. We're like, you can't use that. It's going to tell you the answer.
It's just a watch.
because I used ChatGPT the other day, the video one. I got the laser machine set up, and I can't figure this out. I can either get on, remember, I'm new at all this. I learned this myself. I can get on the phone with China, which I have to wait till our night, and be up to about 5 in the morning. Now I got ChatGPT to walk me through it without a China person messing up his English to tell me. So I'm like, listen, tell me what am I doing wrong. Bro, it took me 2 hours. The same way it would have took with the China lady. So I'm with you on that. Like, it can help you solve certain issues. But I'll tell you this though. If we value that more, then we won't value the actual work more of us going about to do it. And that's where the shortcomings come in. Yeah.
So, like, in retrospect, you know what a Leatherman is in a Swiss Army knife, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool to have those things.
Yeah.
But you still need the proper tools. You need a full set of screws, screwdrivers, flatheads, Phillips,
Right.
hammers, and stuff like that. That way you still know the hands-on, right? In that
Yeah.
retrospect.
Yeah. Look, we have all these different tools we're using, but does it supposed to make you handicapped?
Right.
Does if AI is making it to where you don't want to read a book, you read? I can tell. You read, but how many kids? Bro, ask these Israelite kids how many of them, how many books they read. I bet you outread them. I bet you outread the books. Why? Because they haven't been trained to use or to open up books. So we're battling with that, reminding them, bro, open up your Bible. You know how many books we got? I got a whole library at home. I'm like, go pick one of those books and open it up. Pick that Zondervan right here. Go open up the Zondervan, pick a word in there and learn about it. You know, this will tell you everything about the Bible, right? Okay, let's start with Malachi. See how long that is, Malachi? It'll give you a whole information about it. But a lot of people ain't doing that. The kids ain't being taught that because they want to keep us destroyed for the lack of knowledge and searching. And guess what? What about the things they don't put on the internet? What about the misinformation they put on the internet through ChatGPT? Because it's not what? It's not 100. Sometimes it'll give you a little glitch. Do you see that? See, if we don't know that, they're going to teach their kids, yeah, AI is good. So we got to know how to do it the way the Most High said do it and not let these things have total power over us. That literally is the mark of the beast. That's the mark controlling us. When we just let AI, the world, and all these things control our being. It don't supposed to be like that. Our power is supposed to be Yahweh. But anyway, look.
You know what, too? You talked about it a while ago. When you invest your time, your labor, into building anything. You ever built a model? Anybody ever built like a model, a car or a plane? Like when you see that accomplished, and if you did one of the real models, where it's like you got to build the engine to the daggone jet, like something that somebody else can't see, but you know it's there because you invested your time, your dedication, your love, you painted it, you made sure the stickers was on, so it could be the perfect replica of your vision.
Now let me ask this. I'm like, man, I need a robot to do all this housework, right? But if I get a robot and this robot builds that model, how much would you lose if you had a robot do it and you did it? Think about how fun it was to do the model you did. Yeah. Think about how much time, dedication, mental commitment, patience, and all the things it learned for you to do that. So that's where this generation is going. Let me get a robot. Dad, why you got me doing the lawn when the robot can do it? Dad, why you got me? Look, we got more fruit now because the robot did it. And what are you doing the whole time? What are you doing? You're playing video games and you're rotten. You're rotting your brain. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good talk we can get into about AI. But, all right, does anybody, we didn't finish it. We can finish it some other time, the rest of the chapter, but so far, is this making sense to you? Manasseh. And what's your name, brother?
Judah.
Judah?
Yeah.
Okay, shit. Like your real name's Judah.
Not my government, it's IJS.
Okay, all right. Judah, that's what's up. Go ahead.
It just reminds me of, I want to say back in, I don't want to say back in the day, but when I first came to class, we didn't have digital dictionaries. Like when we look words up, like my
Right.
concordance is still there.
Yeah.
I went back to it just to see if I still got it, like my quickness to get the words. And and in doing that, you feel the joy, like you're talking about the building the engine and knowing
Yeah.
like I feel the joy when a car is asking for a word and I can
Yeah.
find it just as fast as somebody on the phone, and it gives you that sense of accomplishment.
Right. Esau, this white dude was talking about, which I know we all can bear witness to, a time where you had to remember a phone number. Like if you got stopped by the cops, how many of us remembers a number? You know what I mean? Like, all you know is names and you go through. And I was thinking about that, and I think I actually remember two numbers, Shawashina and Shalamaya. Shawashina because Home Depot, I type her code in to get the discount, and Shalamaya had that phone number for like 9-10 years now. You know what I mean? So you can't miss it. And we used to go through the Panera drive-thru. And to get the discount, I had to remember her numbers. So I remember those numbers. But that shows that how far we've been driven from, you had to remember numbers. Really? Hell nah, that's crazy.
And address. Remember your address.
That's wild. The lunch school code. Wow. Yeah.
We did this. I like the aspect of what it taught us. It was a Bible vacation, and we used to do these like relay races.
Uh-huh.
So you leave like your shoes and your socks in one area. You could grab one at a time, but you have to run down in order for you to get that shoe on. You have to remember the Bible verse, and you have to say it while putting it on. If you got it wrong, you take it off, and start over again. And like that type of.
It trains you different.
It changed your memory. So now when I know something, if I don't know where it's at, I can look in my mind and I can see the watermark or the side of the page, the apocrypha where it's on, and what color it is, and then move off of that muscle memory.
Right. Okay, all right. We're going to conclude class. It's 10, y'all. I know we've been used to going over. We're not going to go over. We got Sabbath class in the morning. All right, so we'll be here at 12 for Shabbat morning class. Brother Judah, you're welcome to come if you want, but we will be here in the morning. What's up? We got something else? No, what we got? Real quick. Okay, we got a question. What we got?
What does Matthew 23:9 mean when it says, "Call no man father"?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew 23 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm. Matthew's what?
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 9. And call no man your father.
23 and 9.
God.
Start from verse 5.
Verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
Okay, so this whole chapter is talking about Pharisees. And these Pharisees it was a sect of Israel. The Pharisees and Sadducees, were a sect of Israelites that knew the laws, but they took pride in the carnal things, in the physical aspects of the law, and not the spiritual. Right? So this is Yahushua, Christ, warning us, don't follow them. Why? Because you're going to see what they do and what they say is different. What they say and what they do is different, right? So verse 5.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
Right. So they're putting on the fringes to be seen. Can I get another one of these? I'm sorry. They're doing they're putting on the fringes, and we talk about this a lot, right? Put on the fringes, but in your heart, what are you doing? You're going out to pass out flyers, but what are you doing on the low? Right? But some brothers would even be so bold to go up there and speak, but then be deceptive, lying, doing stuff on the low. Not breaking themselves from the corruption and the things that are wicked. So this is what Christ was warning us about these Pharisees, not to be like them. Don't get caught up in all the physical things and the spiritual work is not happening. Right? Go ahead.
They make broad their phylacteries.
So what was a phylactery? Anybody know? Come on, we've been over this. What was a phylactery? Anybody know? Sisters? No? Y'all checked out? I said we leaving and y'all checked out on me? So what is a phylactery? Is somebody looking it up? I see some yawns, but I don't see the Twitter fingers. Come on.
My phone died.
Yeah, what's a phylactery? Because the so-called Jews do this. Phylacteries. What you got?
This is the Google definition of phylactery. It says a small leather box containing Hebrew text on vellum, worn by, it says, Jewish men at morning prayer as a reminder to keep the law.
Right. So they put the law in these little boxes, and then they put it on their forehead, or they wrap it around the arm. Right. This was. You know how the scripture says it should be as frontlets between that eyes? This was a carnal representation of that. But you're doing all this, and you see them on the damn wall over there in Jerusalem praying, and they got the thing on their forehead, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, we know they're not the Jew, right? But you got a lot of Jews that don't act like Jews, because you got the fringes, you got the clothing, you got that, but what are you doing? What are your actions? And that's the problem, that a lot of our people you want to be certified because you got precepts, but your actions ain't panning out with the precepts. This was the warning. Go ahead. And now, the reason why I started here, sis, is for now you to understand as we get down, it wasn't about you can't call your papa papa or your father father. This was something totally different. It was something totally different they were doing. Go ahead.
And enlarge the borders of their garments.
Right.
And love.
Right. Think about it. Was it wrong to have a ribbon of blue?
No.
Was it wrong to have the phylactery, the law on your mind? No. But what was he saying? They're doing it just to be seen of man. They're not doing it to be seen of the Most High. They're doing all those carnal things because they want to be noticed.
Look righteous.
To look righteous, right? Go ahead.
And love the uppermost room at feasts.
Yeah, they will show up to the feast days. Okay, but brother, are you going to show up outside the feast? We only see you once, the Sabbaths. But you show up to the feast days. Nah, bro, you're supposed to be at the feast days. It says come not together for the better, but for the worse. The feast days and all the other days, right? Go ahead.
And the chief seats in the synagogue.
Oh yeah, and the chief seats. They want to be known as chief high priest this, chief this. It's like, but brother, you acting like a chief nigga. You acting like the chief nigga. That's not a chief. Right? That's not how you're supposed to be moving. Right? Go ahead.
And greetings in the markets.
Right? And there's where you go to where now you want to be recognized. Man, look at his phylactery. Look at his border blue. Look at his fringes, right? Look at that. You want to be recognized. You want to be noticed. So you still got a beating off problem, but you want to take the test. Well, I want to take the test, but you stop beating off. Like, Why would you want to take the test unless you stopped? We're pushing you to stop, then take the test. Not to be like, I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to take the test and then I'm going to become an officer and I still haven't let it go. Then I'm going to become a teacher and I still ain't be let it go. Now you're a hypocrite. It doesn't supposed to be like that. You were supposed to let those things go and be able, when your obedience was fulfilled, then you can revenge against disobedience. Right? Go ahead.
And to be called of men, Rabbi.
Right. So what is rabbi? What is rabbi? Anybody know?
Got him.
What?
Master or teacher.
Right. There you go. Now, once again, is it wrong to say, oh, that's my teacher? No, it's just telling us that these men took more pride in carnal verification. Titles. There was nothing wrong with saying, oh yeah, that's my master. Because they did it to Christ. But Christ was like, look, you guys are caught up into this carnal tradition of men, and not seeing that the Most High is looking at your heart. He's looking at your spirit. So as you see, and the reason why I started there, it was nothing wrong with the phylacteries. It was nothing wrong with the borders. It was what they were doing. It was nothing wrong with calling them rabbi or master. Oh, that's my teacher. Right? That's what the Chinese movies got it a lot. You say, teacher, right? Master, please, master, right? They got that from us because that's how we talk to you. Oh yeah, that's my teacher, right? Go ahead.
But be not ye called Rabbi.
Right.
For one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren.
Right. So he's like, look, kill all that tradition of men. Right? Kill all the outward appearance. Kill the things that you're doing for outward show. Go to Romans 2. Go to Romans 2. Romans 2:29. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 2, verse 29.
28.
For he that is not a Jew.
No, you got to read it right.
God.
Go ahead.
For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
See? That's what, this is the same thing Christ was teaching. Paul was teaching the same thing. Christ wasn't saying you can't have a big border. He was saying what Paul was saying, what the Most High was saying. Read it again.
For he is not a Jew.
Go ahead.
Which is one outwardly.
Right. Okay, brother, you're beautiful. You got the hair, you got the armbands, you got the girdles, you got all of that. That's beautiful. But does it match judgment, justice, fortitude, integrity? Right? Go ahead.
Neither is that circumcision.
Neither is that circumcision, because we talked about that earlier. Right? Okay, you're circumcised. Great. Go ahead.
Which is outward.
Which is the physical. Go ahead.
In the flesh.
Read.
But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
See, so that's what this was about. Christ was saying, man, scrap that BS y'all talking about. Y'all are caught up in the titles and names. Don't do that. Go ahead.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
Right, is that of the heart. So jump back. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 9. And call no man your father upon the earth.
Right.
For one is your father, which is in heaven.
Right, because Christ called his father, his dad. Right? I didn't hear the word dad in there. He said that's his father, right? It's written in the book who his father is, was Joseph. So what this was about was the carnal aspect of now you're doing these things just for carnal verification, not really because you believe in the Most High. You want to be known as father, but what are these so-called fathers in the Catholic Church doing? Well, let me not misjudge. What does it look like they're doing? It looks like they condoning touching on boys. It looks like from the actions of the Roman Catholic Church and for how many damn pedophiles up in there, you're calling them father, but what are they doing? They're damn touching on boys and touching on girls and doing the foul things. So, the Most High, Christ is warning us about their actions and why they do these things. Go ahead.
Neither be ye called masters.
Right.
For one is your master, even Christ.
Go ahead.
But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant.
So, what is he saying here? Remember, he jumped from the actual title to the point he was trying to make. You put yourself up and you're lifting up this title, right? You're known as these titles, but your actions don't meet it, right? He says, fall back and understand what a true teacher is, a true master is. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall exalt himself,
right,
shall be abased.
Yeah, forget the titles. That's why when we go over the rank thing, I make it a point to remind everybody this scripture, that the position is not for nothing else but doing more works. Because I said it at Passover. Quote me on that. Go look it up. Because I know that our mind state, we get caught up into titles. Now, the scriptures remind us that you will get titles. There's nothing wrong with that either. It says honor, give honor where honor's due. Right? It says honor the governors, the principalities, right? Honor them. But what his point on is we're reading about right here is that these men were all about the carnal honor. And they didn't really know what it meant to be a master. So what does he say? Look, you want to know what a master is? This is what it is. You want to take on the title? Let's take on the actual work of a master, right? If you a chief high something, well then act like a chief high priest and understand what it takes to be that priest. Go ahead.
And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
Right, you see? So this is what you got brothers that look for position. Especially now this new generation trying to drag niggadom in the truth. They try to drag this nigganomics in the knowledge. So what do? They come with that street mentality and say, well, I'm going to be a street Israelite. Show me that in the Bible. Where Elijah, Moses, there was like, well, you know, like Moses was still rocking the hair like the Egyptians. He was like, well, I got to get with the Egyptian. I mean, you know, brothers that's in that, I'm trying to win them. Negro, you were supposed to leave all that alone. And that's what he's showing us. Is like we're still trying to adopt all the things of the world and the flesh. Forget all that. You really want to know what it's about? Humbling yourself, letting those things go. Go ahead.
Verse 13.
But
woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees,
right?
Hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men, for ye neither go in yourselves.
Right, and how do they shut up the kingdom of heaven? Because some brothers, sisters, people are simple enough to believe that because a person says they're about Christ and does opposite, they put that on Christ, not realizing a person can say they believe in Christ, but the Bible, Christ already told us there's a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. So you should already be understanding like a man doesn't make the truth should make the man. It ain't got nothing to do with people, well, see, that's why I don't deal with the Bible, because they're so, what are you talking about? There's dummies in everything. There's dummies in everything. You don't say that in everything. There's going to be people all the time trying to walk the line. Why do you think we always going over it? Because people don't want to be accountable. So he already told us that there's going to be these type of people among us that, first of all, check ourselves and make sure we're not the people and we're not moving like that. Come? Go ahead.
Neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in.
Yeah, because the simple believeth every word. So what happens is what? a lot of people see those actions and they're like, nah, I don't believe in God. Because you've seen the Catholic Church, you've seen the priest do this, you've seen the pastor dancing on money, you've seen he's a power bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a power bottom. So you're like, see, that's what pastors do. That's what wicked men do. That say they're pastors, but that don't make them believers. So that's what it's saying in here, all right? He that is a Jew is one inwardly. It starts from the inward, and all those other titles and things, we can worry about that later. Go to First Peter 5, verse 1. 1 Peter 5 and 1. No, we'll start at verse 1. You want to? Go ahead. Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1.
Go ahead.
The elders which are amongst you,
right?
I exhort.
Even in that, like everybody likes to use that elder, bro. You an elder because you old? Then you just said it earlier. You got old fools and young fools. You got cast men that look old, but they act like kids. They don't want to do the work of an old man. They don't want to do that old work that our elders had to do in the ancient days. You want to still be the young guy.
They don't want to put it with childish things.
They don't want to. Perfectly said. Go ahead.
The elders which are amongst you, I exhort.
Go ahead.
Who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ.
Go ahead.
And also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
Go ahead.
Feed the flock of God, which is amongst you.
Right. So, well, we're talking about doing the work, right? Teaching. Right? Go ahead.
Taking the oversight thereof.
Right. So this is that work when you call yourself master or a teacher. You're taking the oversight. A lot of people don't even take the oversight of your own family. But you want to what? I want to pass the test. Man, I want to get my rank back. Why? You don't even know what it is to take the oversight. You haven't learned it. You haven't committed to that. So why you want your rank back? Why you want to get a position? I mean, what? You should say, you know what? That's not honorable. I should step up to the plate first. Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
Not by what?
Constraint.
And it's not because we got to tell you. That's why you go through the stages in the truth, right? At first, you come to class. And, hey, shalom, brother. We tell you, right? But at a certain time, the reminder of class shouldn't be a brother reminding you. You should know, hey, I want to be there. This is what I got to do. I know it's free, but I got to come and learn my nationality, my identity, my spirituality. I got to learn. Right? Because when you ought to be teachers, you need someone teach you, right? Go ahead.
But willingly.
But what?
But willingly.
But what?
But willingly.
Nobody's supposed to be forced or coerced. Or now we got to hunt you down to believe. It don't supposed to work like that. That's why I told him, I said, you've been here 5 years or more, you ain't getting a call. We call new brothers. We gonna call the new brothers to help them. All these old cats that's sitting around wasting their talents, why you're not getting a call? Because you know better and you supposed to whine. 6 years and we still gotta call you to come to class or to show up or to be accountable. Bro, that's pathetic. You should be accountable at this age and stage. Go ahead.
Not for filthy lucre.
Not for what?
Not for filthy lucre.
So this is what they were constantly reminding the men in those days. The filthy lucre's money. It can't be for money or success. Right? Like me and Aisha was talking today about how certain cats started out. Right? It's all about what? Clicks. That's what you hear them say it. Oh, you know, I'm doing this for the views. It's like, damn, you're going to say that like, that's honorable. It shouldn't be about that. That's what the Pharisees and Sadducees were about. They were about the carnal, the physical, the money, the misusing the names, the stature, the status. That fame. Like, Yahushua didn't want no fame.
It said he made himself no reputation.
Go ahead.
But of a ready mind.
But of a what?
But of a ready mind.
Ready means that it has to be in you. I can't force you, coerce you. And yes, as at the beginning, we're supposed to, as newborn babes, hey, Slum, how you doing? Da, 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 da. But after a certain time, you're supposed to be grown up to know, damn, man, I see what the brothers have done. They invested time, they invested spirit, they invested love. Now let me go ahead and put back in. It's like you do this to this generation now, and I'm talking about any age. I'm talking about 40-year-old men in this generation. It's like they never picked up. Like, brother, remember all the calls we were giving to motivate you, to push you, to show you, to be there for you? That didn't amount to nothing. Then you didn't value the work or will of the Father. Like we can't do that to the kingdom for you. We can't baby power you to the kingdom. You know what I mean? Brother, get on my back. I'm gonna take you into the kingdom. It don't work like that. We're doing this to show you how to do so you can do for others. But you took it for granted. Go ahead.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage.
And that's the reason why we put this. Because when you go back to the Pharisees, it wasn't about being a lord or a master or, in those days, like father. Right? It wasn't about that. It was about what? Read.
But being in simples.
But being a what?
In simples.
That word is spelled different than example. Ensample is something that's happening inward. Right? Not example. Example is outwardly. Ensample is happening within you first. And that's what he reminded us. Like, this is Peter reminding what Christ told us. That it got to be the inward, the spiritual things. That's why if you're not looking at those things, that's why you're far behind. Because you're looking at the wrong things. And that's what this generation. They get scriptures, they get a breakdown, and then they what? Chief this, chief that. While chiefing. Go ahead.
But being in simples to the flock.
But being in samples to the flock. So that's it on that. Anything else? Okay. All right. So did you have anything, Julie? Any questions or anything on this? Okay. All right. As always, it's always open up. If you do have questions, as you see, we don't discourage questions, right? Ask. All right. So you can get that out of the way, and you won't sit here 7 years and act like, oh yeah, I never believed that. Right? Your faith is supposed to be founded and rooted. All right? So ask your questions. Let's get that out of the way now. And other than that, brothers and sisters, we will be live tomorrow for Shabbat. We're taking back Shabbat morning class online. So hopefully y'all can tune in. The water for everything. Remember, it's the Sabbath. Above all days, this is the day to put away striving, arguing, folly, madness. I know for most of us, we're going to get up, be right back here, but there's a lot that ain't going to be here. Don't get dragged into these worldly things that are going to pull you into some negative. All right? So with that, everybody say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We'll see y'all.